Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between emerald hills and shimmering lakes, there lived a young prince named Alaric. He was known far and wide for his charm and bravery, but also for his reckless spirit. Alaric often sought adventure beyond the castle walls, much to the dismay of his father, King Thaddeus, who worried that his son would one day find trouble he could not escape. One fateful day, while exploring the depths of an ancient forest, Alaric stumbled upon a mysterious pond, its waters glistening under the sun like 1,000 diamonds. Drawn by an inexplicable force, he approached the water's edge. As he peered into the depths, he noticed a figure lurking beneath the surface. It was a beautiful, ethereal creature with scales that shimmered like jewels and eyes that sparkled with mischief. The creature, a powerful sorceress named Seraphina, had been cursed to live in the pond until someone could prove themselves worthy enough to break the spell. Alaric, ever the brash adventurer, called out to her, demanding to know who she was. Seraphina, amused by his arrogance, decided to teach him a lesson. With a wave of her hand, she transformed him into a small green frog. Alaric croaked in disbelief, the realization of his predicament dawning on him. He had been cursed, and the only way to regain his human form was through the kiss of a princess. Days turned into weeks as Alaric adapted to his new life among the reeds and lily pads. He learned the ways of the pond, befriending dragonflies and other creatures of the water. Yet the longing for his human form never waned. He watched as the world continued without him, the kingdom bustling with life and laughter, while he remained a mere frog, hidden from view. He often thought of his father's worried face, of the throne room filled with courtiers, and of the grand banquets he once attended. Most of all, he missed the warmth of human connection, the simple joy of being able to speak, to laugh, and to love. One day, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden hue across the pond, Alaric spotted a figure approaching. It was a princess, her long hair cascading like a waterfall over her shoulders, adorned with wildflowers. Her name was Elowen, a kind-hearted princess from a neighboring kingdom, known for her gentle spirit and compassion. She often wandered into the forest, seeking solace from the pressures of royal life. And today, she had come to the pond to reflect. Alaric felt a flicker of hope. Could she be the one to break his curse? He croaked loudly, trying to catch her attention. Elowen paused, her gaze falling upon the small frog perched on a lily pad. Intrigued, she knelt down to get a closer look. "What a curious little creature you are," she said softly, her voice like music to Alaric's ears. He could sense her kindness, and it filled him with a warmth he had long forgotten. Summoning all his courage, Alaric began to share his story, croaking out the words he wished he could speak. He told her of the sorceress, of the curse, and of his desperate need for a princess's kiss to regain his human form. Elowen listened intently, her heart pang for the frog before her. "You poor thing," she murmured, her eyes wide with sympathy. "I wish I could help you." Days turned into weeks, and Elowen returned to the pond every day, bringing with her stories of her kingdom, tales of bravery and kindness. Alaric listened, entranced, feeling a bond grow between them. He admired her spirit and her unwavering determination to make the world a better place. Slowly, he began to believe that perhaps he was not just a frog, but a prince still, worthy of love and redemption. One evening, as the sky turned a brilliant shade of pink, Elowen sat by the pond, her heart heavy with the knowledge of Alaric's curse. "What if I kissed you?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "Would that truly break the spell?" Alaric's heart raced at the thought. He had dreamed of this moment, yet doubt crept in. What if it didn't work? What if she was not the princess he needed? But then he looked into her eyes, and he saw not just a princess, but a kindred spirit. "Yes," he croaked, his voice trembling with hope. "It would." Elowen hesitated for a moment, then leaned down, her lips brushing against the soft skin of the frog. The moment their lips met, a brilliant light enveloped them, and Alaric felt a surge of warmth wash over him. In an instant, he was transformed back into his human form, standing before Elowen, his heart pounding with disbelief and joy. Elowen gasped, stepping back in surprise. You're a prince," she exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. Alaric smiled, the weight of his curse finally lifted. "Yes, and it is all thanks to you," he replied, his voice rich and warm. He took her hands in his, grateful for her courage and kindness. In that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the forest and the magic of the pond, Alaric realized that his adventure had led him to something far more precious than a mere escape from a curse. He had found a true companion, someone who saw beyond the surface, who understood the value of kindness and love. As they stood together, the sun setting behind them, Alaric knew that he would never take another day for granted. Word of the prince's transformation spread quickly throughout the kingdoms, and soon Alaric and Elowen were celebrated not just for their extraordinary tale, but for the bond they had forged. They became partners in ruling their kingdoms, working together to bring peace and prosperity to their people. Alaric had learned that true bravery lay not in reckless adventures, but in the strength of one's heart and the connections forged with others. And so, the prince who had been a frog found his place in the world, not just as a ruler, but as a beloved partner to the princess who had dared to kiss him. Together, they brought light and laughter to their kingdoms, ensuring that no one would ever feel alone in the shadows again.